Hey, I'm Christy Barber, and I am a financial technology specialist. And today I'm going to talk to you about how to create competitive advantages with your IT technology. So, how to create competitive advantages inside your technology environment. As a small business, it's almost virtually impossible to manage your IT on your own. There's a lot of moving parts, and having one person manage all that really difficult. So understanding what you need both internally and externally for your technology is really difficult, and even hard to know where to begin to understand what you need. So, today I want to talk about an emerging trend that I'm starting to see around IT staff augmentation, or you may know it as managed service providers. So, having IT staff augmentation is super helpful because it provides a business with the ability to be flexible, it helps with cost savings, and it gives you access to talent that's an expert in whatever particular field you need for your small business. The one great part about it is having no long-term commitment of hiring a full-time employee. So when times get hard and cash flow is a little tight, you can say, hey, I need to drop some hours when things are going well and you got a lot of projects that you need, and you can bring more of those hours in. But it really gives you a lot of flexibility in finding somebody to manage all of your IT needs. So I'm currently working with a client right now, along with a couple others on the team that can provide expert industry knowledge. All of us have 20 plus years experience, and we're coming in and really helping this client. So we're helping provide technology advisory to them, helping them get up to speed on a new system, making sure that all the data is flowing properly, even stepping in some parts and looking through all of their financials to making sure that all of some of those journal entries that we're pulling from various software solutions are coming in. And so it's just a really great way to help this client. And we're not going to be there forever. We're going to come in, we're going to get a job done, and then we're going to move to a much more manageable cost and flexibility to be able to help them. Right now it's just heavy trying to get all the work done, and then we go back to helping them in a way that makes sense. So as always, I like to address the benefits and the considerations. What makes sense for you? And as I've mentioned on previous videos, there's just me, myself, and I. There's no other technologies on the background saying, hey, we'll give you a kickback if you help us. It's more just all of the experience I've had with the clients I've worked with and the technologies that are out there for the SMB community. So you may be looking for an ERP solution and you don't even know where to start. You may know the solution that you want, but you don't know anything about it. And that's where bringing in an IT expert can help in that instance. They know the solution. They know how the solution can work for you. They have a really great plan of making sure that you're up to speed on what that solution can provide to ensure that it is the best fit for you. Or you could be on the other side of things where maybe you have an ERP solution and you don't want a full-time staff providing services to you. You don't want to pay somebody six figures where they're not utilizing their full value for you. And that's where it makes sense to have a more augmented IT staff person there to help you with your ERP. So one major thing to highlight is the cost-effective strategies that come by having the augmented IT staff. It reduces those hiring costs. You're not having to move somebody to a W-2. You're not having to put job postings out there and try to figure out, who's the best person, what type of insurance do they want, all these other little things that can be very time consuming. It also helps you by having a third party essentially come in to be your IT staff, that you're able to scale a lot better with whatever the needs are with your company. And one of the major differences is when you look at a consultant or a coach that comes in to help with these, you may have a consultant like myself come in and help with your ERP solution or various other things in your business. I'm not a developer. I can't go behind the scenes and write some really cool code and make solutions work. That's where this augmented IT staff would come in and say, hey, I need this form to do X. And like, no problem. Let me get this to you. And they type it all out. Pretty soon you have this form that looks great and it runs. They've gotten all the bugs out of it and it's done. You're not hiring somebody internally to make sure they have those skills. And the best part about this is too, when you do have this outside service, if there isn't somebody that is available right that minute, they probably have 5 other people on the team that can jump in and do the same job. And so you have a lot of benefits to that of, hey, some guy's out sick today. Doesn't matter because we have a big enough team where somebody just hops in and they're, continuing the dev work where that person left off and just continually getting the job done. One of the other things with the cost savings part is just the budget standpoint of it. It's a lot easier to budget when you kind of know the work that's going to be done. You know that they will bring the resources in and you have a really good idea. There are, of course, certain times where you'll have some changes that come to the scope of work and we need to add to it. But more than likely, it's really easy to follow the budget of what you need. And that, again, helps save overall costs. So many times when I get calls from SMBs, it's usually they're in a pickle somehow. They're outgrowing a solution and there's a time frame of when it's sunsetting. They may say, hey, we got to change this because we got to get off this solution in a year or less. It could be, hey, we got some major pain points going on. We don't even know how to fix this. We just know that the solution today is not doing what we needed to do to be able to scale. And those are a lot of times where this augmented staff can come in and really push through and make these projects run a lot faster than they could. And that again goes back to cost savings and being able to be more agile in getting a final product done. Another really good thing to think about too is so many of you guys are a company that is very seasonal. You have high peaks and months where there isn't as much going on. And that's another part where an augmented staff comes in and they can be working like crazy during your busiest months and ensuring that work is getting done and you're moving towards that goal of your go live with your ERP or various build outs of development in there with customizations. And that's something that's really, really helpful because then you don't have any downtime because you're in a busy season. So being able to be more flexible with your cost budget is going to be a lot more risk averse in all of this as well.